Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video about suited connectors. They're deceptively powerful hands if you can play them correctly. So, a bit of strategy. Pre-flop, a majority of the time you want to be flatting raise with them or raising if you're first in. They actually don't do the worst in re-raise pots, and they hold their equity exceptionally well against tight, strong ranges. That being said, if you 3-bet them in an aggressive game, you'll find yourself getting 4-bet a decent amount of the time, and you'll often be forced to fold your hand without seeing a flop, which is basically the exact opposite of what you want to do with these types of hands. Suited connectors are strong because they tend to make nutted hands like straights and flushes, as opposed to hands like ace-king where you're looking to make strong pairs. And you should be playing them primarily for these types of hands. The low to medium suited connectors have a pretty weak pair value, which means you shouldn't get too attached if you happen to hit, say, top pair with 9-8 on a 9-high board. Make sure that you understand that not all flushes and straights are created equally. A 7-high flush is weaker than a king-high flush, and a 9-high straight on a 7-8-9 board is much different than a jack-high straight on the same board. So post-flop, be sure to semi-bluff in spots where you think you'll have fold equity, and bet aggressively for value when you hit your hand, but keep an eye out for those spots where you might be on the bottom end of a big hand. Also, you should be wary of paired boards, since that's when full houses start to come into play. And lastly, position is really important with suited connectors, since you'll often be relying on implied odds to make profit with your hand when your draw hits. They're great on the button, but lose some value if you're, for example, out of position in the small blind. It's much easier to get value being in position since you have the last bet, as opposed to checking and hoping that your opponent bets. Sound familiar? That's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy drawing.